Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Matador Express. I am the sports editor, not for much longer though, I'll be leaving, and this is my replacement.
Brandon, Soliz.
He's a staff writer right now. Brandon will soon be taking over for me. I'm going to be leaving the DT soon.
Yeah.
So
Sadly.
Brandon will be taking over as a sports editor for me, so you have got that to look forward to, guys.
Yeah, tennis and golf.
Yeah.
Spring. So. Yeah.
But for right now, we didn't have a lot going on this weekend, right?
No, not too much.
Not too much. The football team finally, after like 11 straight weeks of playing, finally had a bye week. The men's basketball team wasn't even in the United States. They were playing in a Puerto Rican tournament. But we did have a couple events going on here. First off, on Saturday, had our volleyball team taking on Iowa State. It's their senior day, so they have some big senior class members that are taking on. What happened in that game, Brandon?
Well, Tech came out. They did. I was there, and they played strong. They had a strong game, but they ended up losing 2-1. And their performance is just. I guess they did more in the actual game than the final score showed. But they're 14-15 on the year now.
Yeah, which is below 500.
Yeah, and they're going to Kansas, so trying to even out that record.
Which Kansas got a pretty solid Big 12 win-loss record so far this year, so it should be a little tough.
They met earlier and won 3-0.
Yeah,
here.
Kansas swept them.
United Supermarkets Arena.
So yeah, you don't think that the Tech's gonna go down there unless they pull off some kind of big upset. Looks like they're gonna finish this season just below 500 again, which is like we've been talking about all year on this show. Be big for them to get above that 500 mark and take a step towards becoming one of those teams that's in the postseason each year.
I mean, Kansas is good on the hardwood in basketball, but I mean volleyball. I guess they're pretty okay.
See how it goes.
We'll just see. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you know that Iowa State game. I know I think they lost the first two sets, both 26-24. So they were really close, and then came back and won. Took a set.
And even in the in the last set, they were pretty close.
Yeah.
Iowa State just pulled it out, but
it's a tough team. But it seems to me like Coach Flores taking them in the right direction. Give them a couple more years, and he'll have them above 500 and maybe even in the NCAA playoffs. Later that night, a team that did not lose or come even close to losing, Candy Whitaker took her Lady Raiders out there, and they just annihilated Southeastern Louisiana. I know Brandon and I were both at that game watching Lady Raiders.
113?
Yeah, scored 113 points. It was the first time they scored triple digits since I think like 2004 or something like that, back when Marsha Sharp was here. I mean, that's not long after Candy stopped playing for Tech, so it's a big win. What did you see that you liked out of that? I know Raven Brooks had a pretty good game. What'd you like out of her?
Well, from last season, I mean, the seniors that graduated last year, I thought that was going to be hard to replace them. But Jamie Rowe has stepped up as a leader in the team, and even the younger players really have stepped up, and they're just crashing the boards and then going down, and they're just making points. Points.
Candy's talked a lot about. I mean, some of the media members are kind of worried about what would happen when we lost Amber Battle out of there and lost some of that rebounding presence. And Kelsey Baker, yeah, but they've had, especially Raven Brooks had a big game, but Lily Grant stepped up and scored double digits in both the games so far, and some pretty big rebounds. And Candy's talked a lot about how her rebounding, not just her rebounding, but her rebounding and automatically hitting those guards out there calling for the outlet pass has been really good for them. They've had a lot of quick transition points, I guess, after the rebound.
Chemistry, you can see the chemistry between every player.
Yeah.
And they're also physical, which in one case ended up Iona McKenzie.
Yeah, she did foul out of the game.
Flagrant 2, I believe.
Yeah, she got a flagrant 2 elbowing. It
You
looked a little tame to me. Didn't look intentional or anything like that, but
stuff happens,
Yeah.
And also, that Southeastern Louisiana player went down pretty hard. And hope she's okay.
Yeah, we did have looked like maybe a torn ACL or something like that happened.
Pretty bad injury.
It was very respectful by both teams, and they're trying to get her helped off, but she'd have to get carried off the court, so that's always scary. You want to wish her well. The men's basketball team, they fared pretty well this weekend too, man. They go on the road, like I said, to Puerto Rico earlier.
Puerto Rico
tip-off, ESPN tournament. It's a pretty big deal. I mean, they've got some Power 5 conference teams in there. That Tech starts out with, I think, number 16, Utah or something like that. Utah beats them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a close game. I thought they played surprisingly a lot better than I thought they would. And then the next game, they come back, they take on Mississippi State. They're like now in the consolation bracket. Take on Mississippi State, an SEC team, which, I mean, last year Tech didn't win a game on the road or at a neutral site at all. And they beat Mississippi State by 2 in that game. It's a pretty impressive performance.
Beat Minnesota by 81-64. Tubby Smith, head coach, used to coach for them not too long ago.
Yeah, not long before he came here.
And then
beat his old team. Yeah, so it was 2 pretty impressive wins over some, I mean, not like great like Kentucky or Duke basketball teams, so some pretty big name schools that'll help them a lot on their RPI. So maybe if they're trying to make, like, let's say they're trying to make the NIT this year or something like that. I'm not thinking they're going to make the NCAA tournament. Let's say surprise us all, but they played pretty well in those last 2 games. A lot better it seemed than they played against High Point.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just getting their feet under them now.
And then High Point's a good team for their league and their conference and just like that. And then I think with both teams, just improvement from last season to this season, you can really see, even in football. Like, football's a good one. Defense has been improving.
It seems like everybody, I mean, most of the teams are taking, like, obviously we've had the soccer team that's been good for a couple of years now.
Oh, yeah, and tennis. Don't forget about those guys. Those guys are really good national indoor champions.
Yeah, national indoor champions. So we got some teams that have been perennially good, but it seems like these basketball teams, and even like you talked about the football team, have been improving, which is what you want to see. I mean, that's encouraging. Hopefully nobody fires a coach too early or anything like that, because that just sets you back to square one. Like you're talking about the football team, they had a bye week this week, sort of a short bye week. Cliff talked about that this morning because they have a Thursday matchup this week. They're going to play on Thanksgiving. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh, man, it's hard. Dressing, stuffing. Yeah,
stuffing, all right.
Stuffing's really
I'm all about the sweet potatoes, but
that's okay.
So we'll eat, all of us, I'm sure we'll eat on Thursday, get our fill, maybe take a nap, and then wake up just in time for 6:30 kickoff against the
skip Black Friday
rival.
That starts at 6 p.m. now.
If you're in line and you miss the Tech UT game to go shopping and get some deals, I just stop watching the show, pretty much, honestly.
Tech has not won against UT in Austin in 18 years since Spike Dykes. But, you know, this team, they can do it. And if you're waiting for a TV instead of, like, seeing that, then, I mean...
Yeah, Cliff talked a lot about this morning about how they tell these seniors, you got to leave a legacy. You want to leave a legacy. And then talk about how this is, I mean, a huge way to do that. Tech hadn't beaten in Austin in a long time. Tech hadn't beaten Texas since 2008. I was talking with the quarterback in that game, Graham Harrell, the other day about how, I mean, it seems like this might be the year to do it. Texas has even had some down years, and Tech hadn't been able to beat them. It seems like this might be the year that Tech can pull out a win in Austin. Yeah. But it is a UT team that's fighting for bowl eligibility. I think UT's 4-5 right now, and so they have to win against Tech, and then UT has actually another game after that. I don't remember who they play, but UT has to win both of those games to get to that 6-win mark. And
they have to go starting with us,
getting into
starting with Tech. And then they're also pretty good at the run game because they have a lot of guys that can run the ball. But Tech has held their past 2 opponents to less than 200 yards in the rush.
So I know Coach Gibbs talked about them loading the box a lot in that K-State game, and it opened up some passing lanes for K-State. But what Texas is better at as an offense is running. So maybe if Tech can shut that down, they can pull out a win like they did against K-State.
Yeah, and then K-State, 9 broken up passes. It just correlates. Good run defense, good pass defense, and get wins.
You got to put all the parts together.
And I was actually talking to some guys today, and they said they really wanted this game. Even 2 of them even said more than their bowl game, just to go to Austin, leave a legacy like we've been talking about. That's something they really want to do.
So make sure you're on the lookout for that game on Turkey Day. That's pretty much all we got for talking this week. Thank you for watching this episode of Matador Express, and we will see you again probably in spring.
Yeah, I'll see you in spring.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.